in Group F, and this is the first step on their journey within the Basketball Champions League this season. Both teams, no doubt, will be hoping it ends on the top step of the podium at the Final Four tournament at the end of the season. Both teams in their final warm-ups now, getting themselves psyched for tonight's game, and plenty of talent on show here this evening. Expecting a real battle. Neither team is really clear favourites for this one. Maybe Fortitudo, because they have the home court advantage. But I wouldn't rule out Bamberg stepping up to the plate and taking the win. Obviously, the coronavirus pandemic has forced a bit of a change for this year's Basketball Champions League. We're now in 8 groups of 4 teams. 4 groups of 8 teams. 8 groups of 4 teams instead of 4 groups of 8 teams. And here is Group F. On the other side of this group, Bilbao are taking on Casillas. And that one tipped off half an hour before we do here this evening. And we'll keep you up to date as that one progresses. But yeah, it's going to be a different Basketball Champions League season this year, that's for sure. Obviously, a restructuring of the groups. And now what that's likely to do is make every single one of these group games even more critical than it ever has been before. And neither of these teams will want to start off on the wrong foot with a loss here this evening. You really do have to win every game if you want to progress in this tournament. And both these teams certainly have the talents within their rosters to progress in this tournament. Let's look at that Bamberg roster. Our visitors, well, they've had a very busy summer, almost completely rebuilt their roster from scratch. That was with the exit of Coach Moores, the arrival of Coach Royakas from Göttingen. And he's brought with him Hunt, Lockhart, and Lassisi. Plenty of talent and plenty of Basketball Champions League experience in that roster as well. 6 of the 12 have played in the Basketball Champions League before. And that's likely to pay dividends throughout this season. Dealing with the pressure and the commitments of European basketball is certainly a different skill set. As we look across to the home team now, Fortitudo Bologna. Their roster is impressive, to say the least. They've secured the services of the top 3 scorers from the Italian Serie A, so expect fireworks this season. Here's their roster. Aradori, Happ and Banks. Well, they are some serious impressive firepower, being those big scorers. You just hope that maybe one ball is going to be enough for them this season. The key, however, may be how quickly they gel together. Only 2 players returning from last season here for Coach Sacchetti. As you can see, only 10 names on the board here today. So that might play a part as well. Foul trouble may come into the equation for the home team. As Bamberg are being introduced into what is an eerie arena. You know, no fans being present definitely changes the atmosphere, changes the vibe. And, you know, a lot of research has already gone into it in pro sports. It also changes the benefit of the home court. Interesting to see what impact that has in the Basketball Champions League this season. Bamberg, well, they entered tonight's game off the back of a tough 24-point loss to Ludwigsburg at the weekend in the German Cup. However, as I said, their experience in the Basketball Champions League may pay dividends. This is their 3rd consecutive season in this competition. Their best result was back in 2019 when they made it through to the Final Fours. And I'm sure they'd love to go one step further and get to the top of that podium and pick up the winners' medals. Looking across now to Fortitudo. They too didn't really have the best of domestic weekends this weekend. Lost by 11 points to Armani Milano. That said, Aradori had a good night. He poured in 24 points in that one. Just gave us a glimpse of what he is capable of. We must remember as well, this is the first time in 12 years that Fortitudo have taken to the European stage. Such a storied club, so much history, turbulent history at times as well, but they're rising back to the surface, as you expect the cream of a sport to do so. This makes them as well the 8th Italian team to take part in the Basketball Champions League. Competition being embraced around the continent, that's for sure. As both teams complete the player introductions and enter their huddles. And the great thing about European competition is we get to see teams that don't often meet each other face up. And these two teams haven't met since 1995, 25 years apart. Back then, Fortitudo won that one. Two-legged affair. They won by 20 points on aggregate. Here are your officials here for this evening. We've got Boris Klejic from Slovenia, Blaž Zupancic from Slovenia, and Marek Kukeltic from Slovakia. They'll be making sure everything is above board as we progress in what you have a feeling will be a battle, as both these teams are pretty evenly matched with regards to the amount of talent within their rosters. It's just how that talent executes on the hardwood for 40 minutes. I'm sure there won't be a lack of motivation from either side, that's for sure. As we look now at the starting five for Bamberg, as they're in their final preparations. And Ogbe, Vitale, Sengfelder, Klavish and Larsen are the starting five. Pretty big physical starting five for Bamberg. Plenty of talent in that starting five as well. Be interesting to see who the key players are for them this evening. Plenty of changes in that Bamberg roster. Only Sengfelder and Selic coming back, as Coach Rajakas has come in and rung the changes. He obviously brought several players from Göttingen with him. But a young coach, just 40 years old, but expecting big things from Coach Rajakas. As we move across now to the home team for Fortitudo. And again, an absolute ton of talent in their roster. And Coach Sacchetti, new to the role at Fortitudo, he's brought together an exceptionally strong roster. As I said before, the top three scorers from Serie A last season, all wearing the same jersey. That's a scary prospect if you're on the other end of the floor against them. Here's their starting five: Banks, Aradori, Mancinelli, Withers and Sabatini. Aradori and Banks with Basketball Champions League experience last season. Banks averaging just shy of 15 points a game. Aradori 9.5 points a game as they played for Brindisi and Virtus. Aradori making the switch from the arch enemies of Fortitudo across town here in Bologna, as we see Coach Sacchetti going to work, getting those finals instructions across to his men. And Sacchetti kind of at the opposite end of his coaching career, already a member of the Italian Basketball Hall of Fame. He was inducted 4 years ago into that. The 67-year-old has been there, done that, not just as a coach, but as a player as well. Coach Sacchetti won silver at the 1980 Olympics, gold at Eurobasket in '83. And yeah, an absolute oracle of basketball knowledge, that man. And there's one thing for sure with Coach Sacchetti, there's no way he would have taken his Fortitudo job if he didn't have expectations to win pretty much every competition they enter. The winner's medal here in the Basketball Champions League is absolutely what he's gunning for. There's nothing less than that will do for a man of that caliber. They're now just moments away from the start of the game here in Bologna. As the starting fives take to the floor. Remember, if you want to stay up to date with all the Basketball Champions League action as this new season gets underway and as it progresses through the year, make sure you download the Basketball Champions League app. It's available on Android and iOS. No excuses, completely free. Get your devices out now, get it downloaded. You can follow along with all the stats, post-game press conference videos, highlight videos. It's the place to go for all your latest news. So make sure you've got that downloaded and ready to go. So we're underway here in Bologna as Fortitudo welcome Bamberg. Game day 2 of the Basketball Champions League, but the first game for both of these teams in the new Basketball Champions League structure. As we see Larsson move the ball back to Vitali, he finds a way through. Misses the layup though, and the rebounding battle is going to be pulled down by Sabatini. He drives strong to the basket, comes up short himself, and straight away both teams showing what they're looking to do. They want to get to high percentage shots, long shots, and Sengfelder no good, but the long rebound comes back out to Sengfelder. Larsson now, little crossover, little shake, trying to lose Adadori, steps back and nails the big shot. That will settle some nerves for the visitors as Larsson drains the three. Sabatini now hands it off to Banks. Banks is doubled, nice find inside on the roll, comes back out to Sabatini. Good boom movement here by Fortitudo, but the Bamberg defense holds strong. Mancinelli comes up short, shot clock's running low, and they get it to go just in time. Shot clock almost expired on Withers there. Smart heads-up play to get the shot away in time. Vitali now looking to feed the low post as Kravish goes to work. Good defense by Mancinelli, but a nice pass by Kravish. Goes inside, and the score is good for Sengfelder. Both teams getting reasonably good looks on the offensive end in the opening part of this game, as that's come off the hand of Larsson, and it will be a Fortitudo. No, in fact, they're saying it hasn't. It's straight out of bounds, so it's going to be a turnover, and Bamberg will take hold. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, tough to see from this angle. Sengfelder now. Kravish backs his way to the basket, goes strong. A foul is going to be called on Mancinelli. Great defense for the majority of that, but then I think he took one too many shoulders to the chest. Let's watch again. You can see that's good move, and then his hands drop. That's the key. He's got to take that contact on the chest. Stolen away, good quick hands. Sabatini feeds it behind him into the hands of Banks. Grateful recipient for the two. Good team offense there by Fortitudo. Bamberg's league down to just one now. Larsson, the lane opens up and he floats inside. Soft finger roll off the glass for two for Larsson. Sabatini now with the protective face mask, swings it round to the wing. The shot is short, and that was always going to be a difficult shot for Adadori. A very well contested shot. Good defense from Vitali for Bamberg, chasing that one out. 3 minutes gone in the game, and Bamberg lead by 3. Larsson now hands it off. Oh, nice catch and shoot from Vitali. Good defense at one end and great offense at the other. Bamberg quickly up to 10 points. Their offense is firing, and Vitali with another play. Oh, and finds the outlet to Larsson. And Larsson gets himself another score. He's up to 7 points personal already, and Bamberg are starting to light things up here in Bologna. Sabatini skips it, Mancinelli. Glass three. I'm sure I heard the call of bank from Mancinelli as that one went up. Underused skill in the game. If you can get your angles right off the glass, it can be really an effective weapon. Ogbay to the basket, can't get it to go. Rebound for Sengfelder as he tries to tip it back is no good. Little heavy-handed with that one. Sabatini with the fake, comes back out. Good ball movement. Shot goes up from outside. Another heavy shot there from Mancinelli. 1 from 3 to start the game from the field for him. Larsson asking for some isolation against Sabatini, who wants to go one-on-one in the low post. And Sabatini got away with one there. Larsson will score all day if he's allowed to do that to Sabatini. You have a feeling Fortitudo are going to have to help. Oh, he looks for the backdoor pass. It's off the foot of Kravish. So it'll be a sideline ball for Fortitudo. So we see our first changes of the game. Chase Fila will come in as Kravish, I think, goes to the bench. Sorry, Sengfelder heading to the bench. A clarification at the officials' table before we're able to progress. It will be a sideline ball for Fortitudo when we return. Coach Sacchetti, so much experience. There's not many things in basketball that he hasn't seen or coached over. Some more clarifications needed at the table. I think potentially it may be around the clock or the shot clock is what the questions that are being asked of the commissioner is. Coach Sacchetti obviously has similar concerns as well. Just clarification now between the coaching staff and the officials. They just need to make sure that the clock, I think, is right. And in fact, it looks like the scoreboard's gone down in the arena. And that's the problem we have. They're going to continue without it. They've got the clock on top of the basket, so they're good to go. As we see Adadori double teamed. Sabatini now drives to the basket. Strong move, but good defense from Bamberg is enough to knock it away. Shot comes up short from Kravish. Adadori, and again, Fortitudo are getting the shots. They're not connecting with them at the moment, though. Oh, and they fall asleep on the defensive end, and they're made to pay. As the new man on the floor, Chase Fila, floats through the lane and throws it down. And that's pushed Coach Sacchetti into a timeout he probably didn't want to have to call at this stage of the game. But Bamberg have turned up ready to play, that is for sure. Let's have a look at a few of the replays. Little step back three from Larsson, and Larsson is certainly lighting up. He's on 7 points already, 2 rebounds, 2 assists to his name. And here are some of his highlight plays, but as well as he is playing, you have to say that Fortitudo's defense has been lacking. Let's listen to the timeout huddles now. Interesting to see what changes Coach Sacchetti has made at this point in the game. Right to make them, though, right to make the call. His team trail by 7. They've only scored 7 points in the first 5.5 minutes of their first European game in 12 seasons. He spent the summer collecting some of the biggest firepower in Italian basketball. He'll expect more than 7 points in 5.5 minutes from what he has at his disposal. Banks now. Sabatini, good ball movement. Adadori floats inside, has to come back out as the Bamberg defense is sprawling, but that's not enough to stop Adrian Banks. He drains a 3. Veteran 2 guard. We'll hope he's fired Fortitudo's offense into action. Vitali now, good ball movement into the hands of Ogbe. He's slightly off left with his attempt, and it clips off the back of the iron and away. Oh, nice little fake, little hesitation dribble from Mancinelli, enough to open up the lane for him to exploit. And just like that, the timeout has worked for Fortitudo. They're now within 2. And a foul is going to be called on Mancinelli. I think that's his second. That's likely going to see him come out of the game. He's not really left with any alternative. But a good 5-0 run out of that timeout for Fortitudo has brought them back in to this one. As we see Leonardo Totti come into the game for the first time. A young big man in his first season with Fortitudo. Spent last year at Pesaro. Interesting prospect as well, Totti. Went through the junior ranks in the Italian national team. And also one of those dual discipline players that we're seeing sprout up now. He also plays 3-on-3 for Italy as well. Maybe part of the Olympic squad for next year. Can't get that to go. And this is both from the line, Kravish. Sabatini now. And Fortitudo's ball movement has picked up pace as Banks glides to the basket. He's up to 7 points now, joint leading scorer in the game, Adrian Banks. As Hunt brings it up over the half. Bamberg get their offense running. But it's stolen away. Here's Sabatini. He's going to throw the lob. Almost a poster, but good defense from Bamberg. And the outlet is going to be an easy dunk at the other end. And Vitali makes Fortitudo pay. Offensive foul called. Illegal screen, I think, on Withers. Right in front of the officials. Let's have a look at replay as Withers sets the screen. Yeah, just drops his left shoulder into him. Lazy screen from Todd Withers. Really easy call for the officials, that one. As predicted in the pre-game, this is a relatively close battle here between these two teams. You wouldn't say they're well matched in the sense of they play the game in the same style, but both styles seem to be effective at different aspects. Good quick ball movement into the corner now, and the jumper is good. And Hunt, one of the new arrivals from Göttingen, gets on the scoreboard, the 22-year-old. High hopes for Hunt in Bamberg. As we see Velosto go to the basket. Nice little fake. Looks like a travel. It was. Palumbo got a bit excited, dragged his pivot foot along. I don't think he was expecting for the lane to open up quite so easily for him. As we see Lassisi come into the game, as Vitali comes out, and Lassisi, another one of those new arrivals here into Bamberg, who made the move across with coach Ryakas. Oh, backdoor pass and another flush. This time it's Dominic Lockhart. Foul's going to be called on Hunt. But at the moment, Fortitudo's defense is crumbly and creaky, to say the least. In particular, their interior defense, they're giving up pretty easy scores inside. There's the foul called on Bennett Hunt. And they're going to go again against him. They're going to try and use the size advantage they have. It hasn't paid off this time for Fortitudo. The pass, oh, what a nice up and under move from Fila. He's starting to feel the game, Chase Fila. 4 points to his name already. Off the bench with those as well. Losto moves the ball to the top as Palumbo goes to the basket. Blocking foul's going to be called. And that's going to be 2 quick fouls on Bennett Hunt. as he tries to get his footwork right. Can't quite get there in time. Is that going to see Coach Roakas take him to the bench? Nope, he's going to leave him on. Let's see what happens now. Fortitudo inbound it to Aradori. Foul's going to be called as the fake drew Lasisi to leave his feet. Was it Lasisi? No, it wasn't. That one's going to be called on Odiase. That shot fake from Aradori faked everyone out. Yeah, Hunt's gone to the bench with those 2 fouls. No real surprise. Not going to risk a player at this stage of the game, especially when you've got a 9-point lead as Bamberg have on the road. Determined, strong, decisive move to the basket's no good, and the roll eventually falls for Totti. As the big man is persistent on the offensive glass. Into the final minute now of this first quarter. It's been an interesting first 10 minutes of action. Behind the back pass is stolen away. Withers, oh, rejected! Is there nothing that Fila can't do? Flies up high and swats away Todd Withers. Look at the timing, that's what it's about. Meets him at the iron. And Withers crashes into the backboard support. And he knows that one's going to be replaying in his nightmares this evening. Not quite Halloween yet, but I think he will be having nightmares about Chase Fila with that block. 40 seconds left now in the first quarter. Palumbo drives the baseline, little hesitation. Aradori steps in. Long 2 is good to go for Aradori. His first points of the game, unbelievably. Larsson's going to slow things down. About a 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock, so Fortitudo will get another possession. Larsson waits for the screen. He's got the mismatch he wants against Totti, and Totti's going to foul him. Fortitudo aren't in the bonus, though, so that's a smart foul by Leonardo Totti. We can see straight away, he knows what Larsson's doing. He's lining him up. What that will do, though, is give Bamberg the final possession of this first quarter, more than likely. Kravish hands it back to Larsson. Larsson's got the mismatch he wanted again. Skip pass, wide open, 3 is good. Lockhart nails the 3 to finish the first quarter. And that is textbook basketball from Bamberg in what has been an exceptionally impressive first 10 minutes for them. On the road, Bamberg have started their campaign well. Fortitudo Bologna 18, Brose Bamberg 26. First quarter comes to an end. So here are your game stats so far, your shooting statistics. As you can see, Bamberg shooting better than Fortitudo. Interesting to see. Only 2 free throws in that first quarter, both for Bamberg, and neither of them made. What does that tell us? Potentially it tells us the intensity on the defensive end aren't strong. Second quarter action underway here in Bologna as Fortitudo take on Brose Bamberg. 10 minutes down, and Bamberg, the visitors, lead by 8. 26 to Bamberg, 18 to Fortitudo. As Fortitudo continue to try and get inside and be physical offensively, it's not paid dividends so far. The Bamberg defense has withstood the pressure. As we see FIBA, who's had some big highlight plays in the first quarter, back his way down. Good quick ball movement from Bamberg, and Lasisi gets the shot away. It's no good. Velosto will slow it down for Fortitudo. Into the corner now, Palumbo nails the three, and that's exactly what Coach Sacchetti will have wanted to see from his team coming out in that second quarter and getting some points on the board early. Larson, crossover. Pass to the corner. FIBA in and out with the triple. And the pace seems to be slightly higher here at the start of the second quarter. Offensive foul is going to be called. That's the correct call from the officials, as Totti didn't really set himself properly on this screen. Let's just have a look as he pretty much pushes and runs Larson away from Palumbo. Even gives him a shove to finish things off, as we see Totti head back to the bench, and Todd Withers comes back into the action here. 5-point lead now for Bamberg. And in this shortened regular season, how important is every win going to be? Well, it's going to be more than it ever has been before, as we see Banks with the steal. He's going to run it coast to coast. Another block by FIBA. He seems to get higher and higher every play, Chase FIBA. Coach Leaka's not happy. That was a lazy pass. Easy for Banks to chase down, and FIBA helps back and swats that one away. Be a sideline ball now for Fortitudo. Aradori looking to back his way down to the basket now, using his superior strength over Ogbe. Doesn't quite pay off this time. That's not going to stop a player like Aradori. He's a natural-born scorer, and he'll continue to find ways to do so. Larson now being guarded by Banks. And Larson seems to be the key offensively for Bamberg at the moment. Back to Ogbe and to Larson. Shot clock now is at 5. Larson, and 1! And Larson takes the pressure on his shoulders with the shot clock expiring. Finds the slightest of gaps. That little shake and hesitation was enough to create enough space to get to the basket, draw the foul from Palumbo, and Larson will go to the line for the bonus shot. Nails the free throw. Bamberg's league back up to 8. Larson's tally up to double digits now. First player in double digits, as we see FIBA head to the bench. And what an impact Chase FIBA's had on this game. Both ends of the floor. He's been very, very productive since coming off the bench. Banks now, strong move, but the Bamberg defense is smothering whenever Fortitudo get inside the paint. Nice pass inside, and Sengfelder straight away back into the game. He started the game, headed to the bench, he's come back on, and almost instantly he's making an impact. Oh, what a wonderful pass. Just scoops it round the corner to Withers for the 2. Pass inside. Quick ball movement by Bamberg yet again. The shot goes up, in and out. Withers rips down the rebound for Fortitudo. Banks now with a little shake, feeds his big man in the post. Big man goes to work. The defense from Bamberg once again is on point, and they really are limiting Fortitudo's easy score options. Steps out of bounds, which is frustrating for player and coach alike. Chris Sengfelder. as we see two changes for Bamberg, with Vitali and Odiase coming back into the game as Lasisi heads to the bench. 8-point lead again for Bamberg. That seems to be almost a magical number for them this evening so far. They've been able to keep Fortitudo almost at arm's length for the majority of the game so far. Banks using the screen from Withers. Whips it back round, and the three once again is no good for Fortitudo. Larson pulls up for the long two, and everything that leaves that man's hands is gold this evening. He's up to 12 points personal, 5 from 6 from the field. That is a great performance so far. As the foul is called on Sabatini, reaching in. A double-digit lead now for Bamberg, as Fortitudo are starting to look a little all at sea. Timeout has been called. I'm presuming by Coach Zacchetti. That's a smart move. His team was starting to look a little bit lost on the floor. He'll want to talk things over with his guys, recorrect the course. He knows that there is a big 6 minutes of action left. Let's listen into his huddle, see what he has to say.
We got to match up in transition, bro.
Yeah. Also, we have a couple, maybe 2-3 minutes ago. Okay, we ran in 5 here. They are 2 and they are 3. We have to balance. No 5 inside. It's too easy. Yeah.
You wouldn't expect anything less from Coach Zacchetti. A nice, calm timeout, just clearly outlining to his guys the little changes they need to make. And often in this situation, it is little changes that you need to make to flip a game on its head. Let's see if his team are able to execute his requests as they come back into the game. 10 points down, a little over 6 minutes to play. Vitali inbounds the ball to the hot hand of Larson. Back to Vitali. Oh, nice fake. The pass. Oh, almost a poster from Odiase. Just misses. If he hadn't held on to the ring, it probably would have fallen. He's going to have to head to the line and earn his 2 points instead. But just sheer power from Nancy Odiase. Wow. Short with the first of his 2 from the free throw line. Spent last season in the G League playing for Arizona Suns. Oh, good rebound by Vitali, though. Odiase missing both from the free throw line. Bamberg missed 4 free throws now. That could be costly. Oh, crossover from Larson. And drains the 3. Tyler Larson is feeling the heat tonight. Banks, spin move. Double team comes across, and Odiase is going to get called for the foul as he comes across to help. Look at the spin move, plants that foot, rides off his defender's shoulder. And it's the right move by Odiase. He's just come across just a split second too late, and it's going to earn him a trip back to the bench as he picks up the foul. Back into the action comes David Kravish, as we see Banks head to the line for 2 free throws. Familiar name in Italian basketball, Adrian Banks spent 3 years at Brindisi, the 34-year-old, before making the move this summer across to Fortitudo. Averaged just under 15 points, 4 assists and 2.5 rebounds in the Basketball Champions League last season. His tally now tonight is up to 9 points. Larson feeds inside, but Aradori's defense is good. It's going to need to be again against Larson. Can't get it to go, and Sengfelder has struggled with those soft touches close to the basket this evening. Sabatini. Mancinelli floats to the basket and gets the lucky bounce. Bamberg's lead still at 9 points, though, as we are into the final 5 minutes of this first half. Vitali, little hesitation, picks his way through, kicks it out. Sengfelder, he's off track. Sengfelder 2 from 6 so far from the field this evening. Mancinelli goes to Sabatini. As Fortitudo play a 5-out offense. That's tipped away, so the backcourt won't come in, but shot clock's down to 4. Mancinelli looks to go to the basket, draws the foul. Smart move by the veteran Mancinelli. He knows if he puts it to his other hand, it's going to mean contact on the shooting arm from Kravish, and it's going to be more likely to be called. As we see Palumbo come back into the game, and Adrian Banks earns a break, as does Sengfelder for Bamberg. And Larson, and what a game Larson's had so far. 15 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, as he'll take a seat. Might not see him for the rest of this second quarter if Bamberg can maintain their lead. Mancinelli now at the line for his 2 free throws. Misses them both, and neither team shooting well from the free throw line. And is that a sign of one of the impacts that this pandemic has had, that players haven't necessarily had the summer workouts they would have normally had, certainly not had the pre-seasons they would have normally had, and it's a little bit of ring rust. Oh, smart move inside from Kenneth Ogbe. Just uses his quick first step to create the space. Mancinelli now looking to back down Kravish, 37-year-old, looking to put some work in on his shift. Gets it knocked away, though. Another strong move. And thankfully, Ogbe is a fine athlete as he lands and does the splits. He manages to do so without picking up injury and earns himself a trip to the free throw line. Looking to extend this Bamberg lead even further. But again, another missed free throw. This is quite unbelievable, really. Both teams shooting shocking percentages from the free throw line. Bamberg 20%, Fortitudo 50%. And again, another missed free throw. This is absolutely awful. And how far ahead would Bamberg be if they could have just shot a relatively decent lick from the free throw line? They've missed 6 free throws already this evening, Bamberg. 1 from 7 from the line. Larson, the only player to have scored a free throw. Palumbo now. Sabatini. They're going to get the basket, kicks it out. Mancinelli, he's short again. Foul is going to be called as Withers was knocked away and pushed out of the way. I think by Fila, yeah, he hadn't quite got the box out secured. He hadn't locked him down. Fila ends up using his hands to try and secure the rebound by pushing Withers out the way, and the foul is called. Offensive foul now called on Withers. He's not happy, he needs to be careful. His demonstrations will earn him another foul. But that is a foul. He's not setting himself. He's still moving laterally. He needs to make it really clear to these officials. If he's not happy, he just needs to be really obvious when he sets his screen that he's stationary. But Withers will go to the bench in foul trouble now. Just over 3 minutes to play. Vitali, catch, shoot, nails the 3. Vitali almost silent in how deadly he is. He's up to 8 points tonight as Bamberg's lead extends out to an impressive 14 points. Sabatini tries to battle his way to the basket, gets all tied up by Lockhart. And it's going to be a Bamberg ball on the baseline. And this interior defense from Bamberg is impressive, as you almost see Lockhart just tie the ball up on the drive to the basket. We've seen that numerous times this evening from Bamberg. Even one-on-one defensively, they're able to subdue and hold off Fortitudo's quite aggressive actions to the basket. Feeling out. Tries to feed it inside to Kravish, does so, and the paint just opens up, and Fortitudo's interior defense just vanishes away like fog on a warm, sunny morning. Aladori now, trying to back his way against Vitali to the basket. Little step back, fade away, nothing there, and Fortitudo are being forced into taking more and more difficult shots as this game progresses. Ogbay, oh, just pure power. Offensive foul going to be called, though. He's saying that Ogbay hooked Palumbo out the way as he drove to the basket. Ogbay does play the game with flailing arms. Let's have a look. Yeah, I can see what he's calling. He's saying Palumbo was standing straight up with the arms, and Ogbay pushed his arm out the way. Ogbay will head to the bench. Bologna won't be too happy for Fortitudo as they see Larson come back into the action for the last 2 minutes of this first half. As you can see, a 12-4 run for Bamberg. That's taken them out to a 16-point lead now. Banks looks to find Aladori, but the ball is stolen away, and the foul is going to be called on Palumbo, as Fortitudo are getting quite frustrated with the action at the moment, and they just need to make sure they keep control of their emotions. They're not out of this game yet, not by a long way, but mistakes like that, an emotional play like that, may push them further away. As we see Delospo come into the game for Fortitudo. And another ugly free throw from Bamberg. I'm pretty sure I know what they're going to be focusing their next training session on, as Vitali head back to the line for his next free throw. And that's only their second make, 20% from the free throw line, 2 from 10 here this evening. Sorry, 2 from 9 they are, just under 20%. And stolen away, another mistake from Fortitudo. As Fila intercepts the pass, goes baseline. Quick movement into the hands of Lockhart, and he nails the three. And what an impressive performance we've witnessed here in the first 2 quarters of action from Bamberg. A 20-point lead, holding what must be considered as one of the offensive-heavy teams here in the Basketball Champions League. Just to 27 points in the first 19 minutes. An old-school 37-year-old Mancinelli just goes back to the basket, drop, step, and score. There's a time and a place for some old-school basketball, as we see the assist from Larson to Kravish. As Bamberg's league back up to 20, under a minute to play in the second quarter now. Oh, nice crossover from Palumbo. Slides inside. Will he get the roll? He will this time. And that's going to be a Fortitudo ball. A rare mistake from Bamberg. As Fila looks to inbound it to Vitali when he wasn't watching. Fortitudo will get possession now. Spin move on the baseline. Poor Palumbo, it's stolen away. Good hands by Kravish. And this is the emotions I was talking about. Palumbo has shown his frustrations at the officials, and a technical foul has been called. Let's have a look at the replay. I think he's asking for the foul. To be fair, Kravish has made the stand. He's inside the charge area, though. Sorry, it wasn't Kravish, it was Fila, as we see Vitali back at the line to miss another free throw for Bamberg. And Fortitudo must be thanking their lucky stars that Bamberg haven't hit their free throws tonight. Well, this game could potentially be almost dead and buried by the halfway stage. Ogbay now hands it off to Larson. Some weave action at the top for Bamberg, and it's off the foot of Totti, and it will be a sideline ball for Bamberg. 21 seconds left on the second quarter clock. 7-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Nice pass inside, and Lockhart, is going to get called, is going to get the foul and the chance to extend the lead out again as Delosto is called for the foul. Lockhart will head to the line for 2 free throws. And a sight for sore eyes for Coach Rayakas there on the sideline as he sees one of his team's free throws actually go through the net this time. And the second. That's the first time they've made both free throws this evening. And Bamberg's lead back up to 20 points. Fortitudo now with the opportunity to take the last shot of this first half. Lockhart up to 10 points and a 14 plus minus. Great performance from Dominic Lockhart in the first 20 minutes. 8 seconds now on the game clock for the second half. Banks with the ball, drives inside, takes his steps. But once again, the Fortitudo shot is no good, and that's going to be the end of the action here in the second quarter in Bologna. And it's been going all the way of the visitors. Bamberg dominating proceedings in that second quarter. Such an impressive performance from them. And that's given them a 20-point lead here at the halftime break. As we see the players retire down the tunnel. 20 minutes down, 20 minutes to go. Fortitudo Bologna 31, Brose Bamberg 51. Here are your game stats, your shooting stats from that first half, and you can see impressive percentages from Bamberg, except from the free throw line, only 4 from 12. But Fortitudo struggling across the board, not putting up many 3 attempts and not connecting from 2 points at a high rate either. Rebounding battles relatively clean, but you can see Bamberg playing some great team offense. 15 assists in that first half, a great performance from them. Top scorer for the game is Larsson with 15, Lockhart 10, Vitali with 9 for Bamberg, and then Fortitudo being led by Banks and the veteran Mancinelli, 9 points apiece, and Palumbo coming in with 5 points. But Fortitudo offensively need to rewrite things here in the second half if they are going to come away with the much needed win. Critical this season that teams really protect their home court, win every game at home, and at the moment Fortitudo's first European game in 12 years is going the way of the visitors.
Holston races up the floor now. Sizes up his options. He's going to split. He's going to go behind his back. Now he goes back in. Goodness gracious me. What a play by David Holston.
Both ends of the floor. High screen inside, and this time Sharma throws it down. He made the offensive rebound work last time. This time he sets the screen and throws it down off the alley-oop.
Diouf on the three-point line, steps back, 3 from 3. Peterson has it. Turnover. Oh, on the runway. Sulhamanovic, back-to-back transition points, and this one is a highlight.
We'll get a chance from midcourt. Oh, are you kidding me? Unbelievable. And if that doesn't say it all in this first quarter, Stilianu with the half-court buzzer beater.
Seconds difference between the shot clock. Game clock. Hamilton. Oh, baby! He went in, and it was Hamilton Airlines.
Back to Rutnick, he's wide open, but he chooses inside. Great block and unreal defense by Amani Moore. We'll have to look at that again, that was wonderful. And they're going to finish with a dunk by Borowski.
To the final, Bellan spins. Oh, pump fakes again. Oh, it's a beautiful move. A little baseline. It gave it a little bit of a dream pump fake, and then another dream jump hook. Gotta love this guy.
Oh, Stevens threw that one down hard in transition.
to the tie, 3 to win. Rupnik outside to win it. Seeley, he does! He makes the shot, half a second remaining. Full court heave, an unbelievable game. Finishes in extraordinary fashion. Seeley with the 3 to win it by 1 for Casa de Mont Zaragoza.
Welcome back to the action here in Bologna. Game day 2 of the Basketball Champions League here in Group F. The first game for these two teams as Fortitudo take on Bamberg. And there's the man of the moment, Tyler Larson, leading all scorers with 15 points. And he had the golden touch in that first 20 minutes. And you have to say, he's one of the main reasons at the moment that Bamberg are dominating proceedings here, leading by 20 at the halfway stage. 51 to Bamberg, 31 to the home team, Fortitudo. And this isn't the script that the Italians had in mind. 12 seasons without being in Europe. And wanted to start things off with a bang. And there's been only a few highlights from the first half. Adrian Banks is one of them, 9 points for him. You also have to look at the veteran, 37-year-old Stefano Mancinelli. He's got 9 points as well in the start of this game. But a lot is going to lean on the shoulders of Adrian Banks. He was the bright spark on the offensive end in that first half. Can he do more of the heavy lifting in the second half? He averaged just shy of 15 points a game last season in the Basketball Champions League for Brindisi. But the Memphis-born shooting guard, I'm not sure he'll be able to carry all the weight. I think we're going to need to see more from the likes of Aradori and Mancinelli as well. Obviously, he had 9 points in that first half. But yeah, we certainly need to see more from him. Aradori pretty quiet in that first half. Expect more from him, as coach Roy Akers won't be getting ahead of himself, that's for sure. He knows it's half a job done so far. It's a good half. Dropping 51 points in your first half of European basketball the season is a good start. Keeping the opponents to just 31 is good. But there's still plenty to do. And coach Mayo Sacchetti knows as well that this game is not done. It's a bit of an uphill struggle for his team in the second half. But he also knows any team in this competition that has the firepower to come back from 20 points down, it is Fortitudo. He recruited heavily with the offensive end in mind. They haven't really fired on all cylinders in the first half, but that doesn't mean they won't. As you can see, plenty of changes in the way that basketball is operating this season. Table officials behind the perspex, and ultimately, you know, the health and safety of all involved, players, coaches, officials, volunteers. Absolutely everyone is part of the basketball family, and they're being looked after. That lady there with the double mask, I'm liking the look. I think I might carry that one off myself. Just moments away now from the start, just under 2 minutes before we start the second half here in Bologna. Final words coming now from the coaching staff for both teams. Fortitudo know that they cannot afford to replicate that first 20 minutes in the second half. In fact, they can't afford to replicate that first 20 minutes again this season, really. I'm sure Coach Sacchetti's saying, look, that should get out of jail free. Forget that first half. Let's go and do what we know we can do in the second half. And that's perform. Because defensively, they were way too loose. And offensively, they just didn't get the open shots. They weren't playing as a team, as Bamberg absolutely were. Spacing on the offensive end from Bamberg was very, very impressive. Their patience, their unselfish play, that's what's led them to their 51 points. And I'm sure Coach Sacchetti for Fortitudo is saying, look, you've been shown how to do it by Bamberg in the first half. Go out and show them how to do it better in the second half. Both teams keen to get back on the floor. You have a feeling the first 5 minutes of this second half could be really critical in deciding whether this game is going to be very one-sided as it sits at the moment, or whether Fortitudo can fight their way back in. Second half action underway here in Bologna now. At the halfway stage, Bamberg lead this one 51-31 over the home team Fortitudo, and straight away into the hands of Larsson. He misses his first shot of the second half, though. It's going to be a Fortitudo ball, and Fortitudo can't allow that much space for a man like Tyler Larsson, especially not on a day when he's feeling the heat like he is today. Sengfelder down, guarding Mancinelli, and does enough. Is it saved? No, it's back to Mancinelli. That's a poor play by Larsson, but Kravish comes along and cleans up the mess, bats it away. Let's have a look at Mancinelli. Has been the unexpected, well, one of the unexpected heroes today. Offensive foul is going to be called. That one on Mancinelli just as I'm singing his praises, and that's the third offensive foul called on Fortitudo. They think they get away with those sly little screens where they drop the shoulders of player passes. The officials have made it clear you're not going to get away with that, but they continue to do it. Vitali drains the three, and the Fortitudo defense is left somewhat short yet again. Sabatini looking for just a breath of air to get down the lane. Oh, what a move. Sells the fake to two Bamberg players. Palumbo is wide open for the jumper, but he didn't even look convinced in his own ability to score that one. Shot now goes up, it's not there. Larsson tries to bat it back to Vitali, but Vitali's moved. But you can see Bamberg seem to be more of a team at the moment. They seem more gelled, more cohesion in the German roster than the Italian. And there's your percentages. 62 from the field for Bamberg, 37 for Fortitudo. Foul's going to be called on Vitali. The one Italian player in the German roster made the move across to Bamberg this summer from Dinamo Sassari. As we see Totti at the line for the second of his two shots. After hitting the first, and that was part of the tale of the first half, was poor free throw shooting from both sides, but in particular bizarrely from Bamberg. Their lead could have been nearly 30 points if they connected with a better percentage from the free throw line. Larsson being harassed by Sabatini now. Offensive foul is going to be called. Not too sure who on. That one was off the ball. Let's have a look. Sengfelder, I think, is going to get called for that one. Just a bit overly aggressive in the paint against Mattia Palumbo. Banks now. Doesn't use a screen, jumps back inside, but the Bamberg help defense just sprawls across and closes the door on him. Offensive foul now going to get called on Leonardo Totti. And a frustration from the Fortitudo players. Let's have a look again. Yeah, once again, this time it's not the shoulder, it's the hip. He's leaning and pushing it across. You have to make the stand and be still. Not sure how many offensive fouls are going to have to get called before the Fortitudo players understand. Offensive foul this time is going to get called on Kravish. And it's certainly breaking the flow of the game, to say the least, but you have to give the officials their due. Absolutely almost a mirror image of the call at the other end as Kravish puts his hip out, and it's stolen back now by Vitali. Another great play by the Italian for Bamberg. Larsson feeds Sengfelder. He tries to throw it down and is fouled by Totti. Totti saying he got the ball. Let's have a look at the replay. Tough to see from there. Looks like he might have caught his arm. Sengfelder will head to the line for 2 free throws. Do bear in mind they're currently 4 from 12 from the line, Brose Bamberg. And this is Sengfelder's first trip to the free throw line, so maybe he'll have more success as Totti heads to the bench with 4 fouls. Exceptionally frustrated Leonardo Totti. His first season with Bologna. Potentially on the verge of making it into the Italian national team as well, the 23-year-old. Can't get it to go, though. Misses both free throws, and Bamberg's woes from the free throw line continue. Banks now uses the Withers screen, but good hedging by Kravish. Foul's going to get called. It's going to be and 1. And as was the case in the first half, Adrian Banks is a knight in shining armor for Fortitudo. He's putting him on his shoulders, trying to fight his way back into the game. He's up to double digits now, 11 points, along with 1 assist and 1 rebound for Adrian Banks. Nails the free throw. Fortitudo now within 18 of Bamberg. They want it to be near single digits by the end of the quarter. That's, I imagine, the target from Sacchetti. Larsson, free throw line jumper, he's good. Larsson's personal tally now at 17 points. He is having a career night tonight. Tyler Larsson. Big shot from the corner. And it's glimmers like that from Palumbo. You realise that Fortitudo do have the firepower. They can score, and they can score in a hurry. And that will always be the concern for Coach Roakas. And for Bamberg, they know they can't take their eye off the ball defensively for more than a possession. Pass inside, and that's good work by Sengfelder. Just sealing out Mancinelli, leaving him with no real option but to reach over the back and foul. Both teams now in the bonus. Larsson with the inbound. Oh, a lovely feed inside. Great little cut by Sengfelder, but once again you have to lay a part of the blame on the door of Fortitudo. Mancinelli, that was his 4th foul as well. Another concern too. Fortitudo players in foul trouble. Totti and Mancinelli, 2 bigs. Withers for 3. In and out on that attempt. Vitali pulls down another rebound. Kravish, 2 flat on that attempt. The ball falls back into his hands though, and once again he's short with his 2nd attempt. Banks fakes the 3, drives inside, and he knew what he was doing. What a wonderful play. Just hesitates, pulls the ball back onto his left hip, and stutters enough to draw the Bamberg defense forward, and then he just blasts past them for the easy lay-in. 14 points now for Adrian Banks. And an easy score as the Fortitudo defense parts for Ogbay. Banks now looking to find more space inside, and it's knocked away by Kravish. And the problem you've got is Bamberg know that Banks the only option. Pass inside to Ogbay. He can't connect with the alley-oop, but smart move. Brings it back out. Larson. Oh, what a pass. And Senkfelder's going to finish it with the thunder dunk. But that is vision at the highest level from Tyler Larson. He's not just a scoring machine. He's a great teammate with passes like that. What a beautiful, beautiful play from the 28-year-old American. Born in Vegas and definitely putting a show on here this evening. Timeout called by Coach Sacchetti for Fortitudo. Let's jump into their huddle.
With this, they go, I want a dip and moving for the shot. We play this or 5 for Mancho. Okay?
Cut on the backside for Mancho, bro.
Eh?
Yeah. Come on. Let's go, fellas. Come on.
Guys, forza, hands up.
Hard, bro.
Andiamo, Nello, vai al posto di Adrian.
There's the assist as Larson just slices the Fortitudo defense open like a hot knife through butter, and Senkfelder finishes it with authority. After Fortitudo had made a bit of an attempt at fighting their way back into this one early in the third quarter, Bamberg have reasserted themselves. Their lead is out to 21 points now. And pretty much at the midway stage of this third quarter, and Fortitudo really need to pick their game up. Mancinelli moved to the basket, frustrated. He slaps the backboard support. And Larson is fouled by Sabatini. And Fortitudo's emotions are starting to take over a little bit now. They're playing the game in a rational state and letting their emotions dictate the play. And Sabatini clearly fouls Larson. Larson at the line for 2 free throws. One of the brighter points of the free throw game for Bamberg tonight is Larson. 3 from 3 from the free throw line when he connects with that one. So he's still 100% from the free throw line, and Bamberg's lead is out to 23. Larson's personal tally up to 19 now. Palumbo puts the 3 up, comes up short. Is he going to get his own rebound? He's not, but the hustle was enough for the ball to fall back to Sabatini, who throws it straight out of bounds. And Fortitudo at the moment look like a team at the start of pre-season. They don't look like a team ready for competition at the moment. You wonder how different their team will be looking towards Christmas or even in the new year when they've gelled. Fila now skips it to the corner. Oh, and that is just sweet string music from the corner pocket by Dominic Lockhart. He's up to 13 points personal now and 100% from the perimeter. Palumbo, nice little crossover to give himself some space. Tries an interior pass that just wasn't going to happen. Gets lucky that he gets the ball back to Withers, who does get the pass this time and finishes with the one hand. Fila for 3. Too heavy with that one, and the iron spits it away. Sabatini trying to shape things up, being aggressive to the basket, and it pays dividends this time. For Gerardo Sabatini. Always difficult to play in a face mask. You speak to some players, though, and they get a bit superstitious if they've had a few games in a face mask. They want to bring it back and wear it the whole time. First points off the game for Sabatini, unbelievably. He seems to have been quite influential for some of the good things that Fortitudo have done. Timeout's been called, though, by Bamberg. Let's listen in to Coach Roy Ackers to see what he thinks.
And if you move without the ball, like, who was it there, Dom moving there, and you pass, you move without the ball, you're going to create your own luck out there. Yeah, got it?
Hey, we gotta get some stops.
Hey, this is what we're doing. Chase, you're here. Who's my point guard? Benetton, who's my other guard? Miguel, there. Yeah, who's my...
Vitali has certainly had a good game this evening, and he always leaks out. How many teams are going to have that in their scouting report going forward? You know, watch for Vitali. Cheat on the defensive end and leak out offensively. But he has got multiple threats, including that quick catch and shoot. His release is absolutely rapid, and it's a beautiful form. And for the Italian, that's got him 12 points tonight, 100% from the outside. And there's the number that your team loves, 19 as a plus score in the plus minus. So 3.5 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Fortitudo 45, Bamberg 67, as we see Hunt back into the action. And an offensive foul again is going to be called on an illegal screen. This time it's on Chase Fieler of Bamberg. I've lost count of how many illegal screens have been called tonight. It's got to be 6, 7 maybe. There's, again, maybe a little bit ring rusty. Sabatini just blasts to the basket, almost stolen away by Hunt. He's got quick hands, but he can't manage to keep it inbounds. Yeah, that was great hands by the young guard. Palumbo goes baseline, spins inside, puts it up. It's no good. And Vitali will bring down the rebound. Fieler looks to put it into the corner. It's knocked away though, so Hunt can't quite grab hold of it. Change to be made. And as we see, Hugo Simon come into the game for the first time. Just 18 years old. What an experience for him to have this early in his career. Fieler now going to work. Goes to the soft right hand, but if anything gets too soft and it's a bit flat, doesn't quite get enough arc on that hook shot. Fortitudo running some horns offense now. Vitali with the hands in the passing lane, and Bamberg knock it away. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for Fortitudo to work with. Vitali will head to the bench though, as we see Lasisi come back into the game for Bamberg. Banks catches it in the corner, guarded by Lasisi, looking for space, nothing there, comes back out. That is a long three, and as such comes up short. Hunt tries to save it, does so, as Elias Lasisi holds on to the ball and hands it off to Lockhart. Hunt now fakes a screen use against Sengfeld, and a wonderful pass and a strong, tenacious finish by Chase Fieler. Look at Hunt now, doesn't use the screen, takes the space on the baseline, and that's a great heads-up play by the young point guard, and a great finish by Chase Fieler at the line to convert the three-point play, and does. And Bamberg are now 25 points in the lead. With under 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter, Bamberg have barely put a foot wrong this evening. Withers now pivoting to the basket, ends up with a tough one. Offensive rebound is not pulled down, though. Instead, it comes away in the hands of Dominic Lockhart. Hunt. Quick ball movement. Lockhart's wide open for the long three, and it's string music for Lockhart. And Bamberg are flying here in Bologna. Wonderful pass. Shot goes up, and the 2 points are good for Simon on his debut. in international basketball, in European level basketball. Hugo Simon. Hot prospect for the future, potentially, for Fortitudo. Stolen away. Banks now with the ball. Pulls up for the three. Oh, in and out, and that's been the story for Fortitudo this evening. Fakes the three, steps inside. He's going to hand it off, and Withers will put it up this time. Too heavy. And that's a weird collision as Hunt wipes out Palumbo, and Palumbo ends up almost falling on the head of Hunt. As we see Sengfelder head to the bench. Put in a good shift so far this evening. Under 50 seconds left now in this third quarter. And Hunt will head to the bench as well on the back of that one. As Tyler Larson comes back into the action, I imagine they're going to have a quick look at Hunt and check he's okay. I'm not sure it's good for your health to have someone standing 1.98 m like Palumbo falling on your head. Larson now crossover to create the space. Comes back out. Shot clock down to 8. Larson to the basket, but hands it off. Not much time for Kravish to work with, but it's going to be enough for him to get the 2. Bamberg's lead continues to grow. About a 2-second differential between the shot clock and the third quarter game clock. Banks now. Looks to drive inside. Little skip, but a rejection by Fieler. He has been absolutely everywhere this evening. Oh, and the smart move from Bamberg. Great team transition offense. And my goodness me, Bamberg are putting on a school of European basketball here in Bologna. Game day 2 of the Basketball Champions League. First game for Group F. My goodness me, Bamberg have started the season on fire, while Fortitudo, after 12 years away from European action, are faltering at the moment. Here are some of the highlights from that third quarter. That's the finishing play of the third quarter from Lassisi. And 3 quarters down, 1 to go, and Bamberg are dominating. 77 to Brose Bamberg, 47 to the home team, Fortitudo Bologna. Here are some of the shooting stats from the game so far. As you'd expect, Bamberg dominating 65 and 56 from 2 and 3 respectively. The only black mark on their copybook is at the 41% from the free throw line. They've missed 10 free throws this evening. They'll be grateful it's not a closer game, but their defense has forced Fortitudo into some bad shots. And Fortitudo haven't played great team basketball offensively or defensively, to be fair. As it stands, a night to forget for Fortitudo. Ten more minutes left in this game day 2 of the Basketball Champions League in Group F. Fortitudo Bologna 47, Bamberg 77. A one-sided affair for the first 3 quarters. Can Fortitudo do something in this final quarter to wrestle back a little bit of self-respect? Because they have been dominated by the German team Bamberg here this evening. Their first possession ends without a bucket. Lockhart now, and this is what Bamberg have done well all evening. They spread the floor beautifully and they move the ball well. Simon is going to get called for the foul against David Kravish. Hugo Simon tries to get in front of Kravish, but can't manage to. And the pass inside is for Chase Fieler. One of his easier attempts, and he misses this time. Quick ball movement, Simon for three. Off target, rebound into the hands of Lasisi for Bamberg. And the shot's no good for Bamberg, but the ball is knocked back by Fieler. Fieler looking to back Palumbo back to the basket. Instead, it's into the hands of Lockhart, who drains another three. And yes, I said another three. Lockhart has been a dead eye from the perimeter here this evening. 5 from 5 from range, 19 points for Dominic Lockhart. Simon now looking to feed Withers in the post. It's not there though, so Withers is going to come back out to receive the ball. Strong move by Withers, and maybe that's a good tactic from Withers. Draw the big man out to the perimeter, because Withers got a bit of a handle. He can certainly put the ball on the floor. Fieler now, he'll do the same. Drives inside through the lob. Kravish, who didn't read it. Lasisi for three. Heavy-handed on that one, and the rebound falls fortuitously for Fortitudo. And Fieler will get called for the foul. And Bamberg have been clinical in their execution in this game so far. You have to give a hat tip to head coach Johan Royakas. He has come in with a game plan and executed it to perfection. As we see Withers head to the bench, as does Banks. Into the game comes Mancinelli and Sabatini for Fortitudo. It's thrown away though, but it's stripped back. Sabatini for three. In and out for the home team, Fortitudo. And to be fair, they have had some good open looks. They've just not been able to get them to drop, as Fieler increases the pain for Fortitudo. Bamberg's lead continues to grow. 34-point lead now with 7.5 minutes to play in the game. What an opening night of European action for Bamberg. And what a night to forget for Fortitudo. And the shot from Sabatini's no good. Vitali once again brings some real passion to the floor for Bamberg. Larson tries to hold on to it. Instead, Kravish throws it away. And Sabatini can't get it to go. And if there was one play to sum up Fortitudo's night this evening, that would probably be it. Sabatini looked like he'd done all the hard work and just had to get the roll and didn't get it to go. As we see Sengfelder come back in and Fieler head out. Vitali coming out of the game as well. I think as the timeout is called, be interesting to see how both these coaching staffs run their rotations in the closing stages of this game. Obviously, they'll have eyes on future weeks. They'll also have an eye on their domestic campaign. Fortitudo called the timeout, so let's go and listen to Coach Sacchetti.
Però voglio dire, se abbiamo questo qua e arriva, questo qui non riesce a fare cambio e recupero e tutto, dobbiamo uscire con questo. Ok?
Hey bro, I don't care about losing, bro. Everybody play hard as shit. Bro, what the fuck? We gotta have heart, bro.
Se giochiamo due.
Apologies for some of the language in that Fortitudo timeout, but Todd Withers pretty laying it out in a straightforward way. We've got to start playing hard. Why are people not putting in everything they've got? And that is a good question, and one that a team that's coming together and gelling, the likes of Fortitudo, will need to answer in a hurry. They're not going to get many free passes, particularly in a competition of the standard of the Basketball Champions League. As we see some of the highlights from Dominic Lockhart, what a night he's had. One of many Bamberg players that will be very happy with the shift he's put in, as we see Larson hit the deck. Looks to be hobbling slightly. He's taken the ball though, so he must be relatively okay if he wants to take control of the game. Vitali now feeds Sengfelder. Back out to Vitali for three. Oh, and he drains another three. And Bamberg are not taking their foot off the gas. They intend to put Fortitudo to the sword for the full 40 minutes here in Bologna. And you can understand why. It's been a virus hit season already. You have to take advantage of every second you're going to get on the floor together. Sabatini with the strong move for Fortitudo. And at last he gets one to go. Larsson looks to throw it back, can only throw it away. Mancinelli gets it away, but won't get it to drop. He will head to the line for two shots, though, as Kravish is going to be called for the foul. Watch the big man, 37 years old. He's not showing that. Forces the easy call from the officials. Kravish is fully aware of what he's doing there. Mancinelli will head to the line for two as Fila comes back into the game. Kravish will head to the bench. And there's another great stat for you. Bench points, Bamberg 34, Fortitudo 14. This Bamberg team continues way, way down the bench. Mancinelli gets the second to drop. Bamberg's lead still at 33, though. Mancinelli's personal tally at 11. And the big man has done more than his fair share of the heavy lifting for Fortitudo this evening. Fila now waves away Vitali. Sabatini's going to get called for the foul. He was aware of the mismatch, and Fila was waving away his teammates because he wanted to back Sabatini down to the basket. Smart foul, really, from the Fortitudo guard. Fouling before he has a chance to get a shot away, so he only gets sideline possession. Hunt to inbound to Sengfelder now for Bamberg. Vitali drives inside, comes off the foot. I think it was Mancinelli. So it will remain a Bamberg ball. Let's have a quick look. Oh no, that one's off the foot of Leonardo Totti. Either way, same end product. Bamberg ball on the baseline. To Vitali, to Fila. Bamberg, pure patience, and look at the spacing now from Bamberg. They've been doing it all game, and it's really a textbook on how to space the floor and create lanes to the basket. Oh, and one more big play from Chase Fila, why not? Lovely tip back from the big man. Palumbo nails the mid-range, two. One of the few players offensively from Fortitudo who's had a relatively good night. 10 points from the hands of Palumbo. Hunt now to Vitali, floats inside, uses the glass well. Vitali having a great first game in the grey of Bamberg. Mancinelli will hand it off to Banks. Into the hands of Palumbo. Too much. Totti will put up a lovely soft left hand and get the two to go. Bamberg's lead is still at 33 points, though. They're about to enter cruise control and just work through their offense for the remaining, well, just over 4 minutes of this one. Inside to Sengfelder. It's not back to Fila, though. Fila's going to back his man down. Oh, what a beautiful fadeaway from Chase Fila. There is an exceptionally talented player. Expect to see his name all over highlight reels, not just this week, but throughout the Basketball Champions League season. Step back from Sabatini is no good. And Vitali once again, the wiry frame. And we have Vitali to keep it in bounds. Loose ball falls into the hands of Fila, and he's going to get himself an easy two. And when the ball is rolling your way, it literally sometimes rolls your way. And that's what happened there for Chase Fila. Sabatini skips it to the corner. Good ball movement from Fortitudo. Palumbo can't get the basket to drop, though, as Sabatini hits the deck in the paint, looking for a call from the officials. Fila hands off to Hunt. Back to Fila behind the back. Foul going to get called on, I think, Sabatini. Pushing foul called. Sabatini also gets a warning there for flopping on the other end. Let's have a quick look as Hunt comes. What a beautiful behind the back pass by the young point guard. Big future expected for Bennett Hunt, just 22 years old. A product of the Alba Berlin Junior program, Bennett Hunt. And Sabatini picks up his 4th foul of the game. 2 minutes 59 seconds to play in what has been a bit of a treat for basketball fans around Europe. I think the only people that won't have enjoyed Bamberg's display are the Fortitudo fans and their players and coaches. Outside of that, you have to tip your hat to exactly how Bamberg have come out, set their stall up and played impressively well this evening. Oh, big rejection by Kravish as Totti plows his way to the basket using every ounce, every gram of his big frame. Kravish stays with the play. Sabatini. Mancinelli nails the 3. Winding back the years this evening, Stefano Mancinelli. 14 points, 50% from the perimeter as Larson hits the deck. Sabatini ties him up and strips it away. 3-on-1 break now for Fortitudo. And who do you expect to be leading a fast break? But that man there, Mancinelli, doing absolutely everything for his team. Continues to do so as Bamberg call a timeout. Interesting to see what Coach Royakas wants to go through.
That's the only thing they can do. Now make sure that if they do, let's make sure we space the floor well. Don't hug the three-point line and move it early and twice, and we'll get something. Yeah? And make sure that you're a target out there. Yeah? Whoever catches it, yeah? Whoever catches it for the second time needs to pass it or attack it. Got it? We're good here. Hey, if they go zone, no, let's run open then. I got it. Let's make sure we're getting Dom. You're playing the floor here. No, all right, Chase, you're back for Elias. All right, there we go. Finish.
And you can see exactly what Coach Royakas wants to get out of this. He knows that his team won't have had the preparation for the season they would have wanted, and that you use every moment against good competition to get the most out of your players. The classic phrase of steel sharpens steel comes to mind. Use this opportunity to take on a team like Fortitudo. They may not have played well this evening, as we see Hunt try to get to the basket but fumbles it out of bounds. Yeah, Fortitudo may not have played well this evening, but they're still a good players. They're still a good team. And for Coach Royakas, it's an opportunity to just continue to work on Bamberg's game. Nothing is really won or lost this evening for either of these teams. So the final 2 minutes is going to be used to work out some issues they have or to explore some opportunities they have. Simon now drives inside, pulls up, comes up short though as the Bamberg defense once again just collapses into the paint. That pass is a tough one. You are kidding me with the save from Fila. Launches it back in bounds on almost pinpoint precision to Lockhart. Larson tries to get to the basket, but the Fortitudo defense is good. He does dive back in though and tie up Hugo Simon. Possession indication is in favor of Bamberg, so they'll get the ball on the baseline. 1:23 to play, and the young man Simon just not able to pick up the ball quick enough. A long 3 is up short from Fila. One of very few mistakes that young man has made today. Nice pass inside from Hunt to Kravish. But good recovery defense from Fortitudo in this situation. Sabatini's picked his dribble up, manages to find Totti. Strong move by Totti. Very quick spin on the baseline. Great footwork. Catches Fila slightly cold. Fila's overplaying the top. Pushes him to the baseline, and Totti says, fine, push me to the baseline, and he just beats him on foot speed. Great to see a player north of 2 meters with that ability to move their feet. Unfortunately, not married up with the ability from the free throw line. That kind of play straight out of the 3x3 playbook I'm sure Totti's used to. Can't get that one to go, and we've seen Simon tie up with Kravish, and I think it's a flailing arm from Simon of Fortitudo that has caught Kravish in the eye. That sent him to the floor. That's going to no doubt send him to the bench as well. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, you can see Simon's trying to scoop the ball, but ends up scooping the eyeball of Kravish instead. That's going to send Kravish to the bench. Probably won't see him again. Under a minute to play here in Bologna. Lockhart now. Nice backdoor pass and the easy finish for Larson. We thought it's scoring had finished for the evening, but he's now up to 21 points, leading all scorers. Sabatini waving away Withers. Gets the backdoor pass, kicks it back out. Good ball movement. Withers, corner three. He's off target. And Fila grabs the rebound. About a 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Vitali now sees the lane open up, and you don't have to ask him twice to attack the basket. He goes hobbling off the court, though. Let's have a look. Yeah, both Totti and Simon come flying across to close the paint up. Vitali's lying off the baseline. No, is it? I think it might be the right ankle. Let's have a look, see. Is he going to get back to his feet? Yeah, it looks like it's the right-hand side. I don't know if it's the knee or the ankle. Totti's fouled out. That's his 5th foul. And Vitali is still in considerable pain on the baseline, and this is always your problem in a game like this. You've won the game, but you always worry about the damage you can potentially do to your players. As Totti hobbles to the bench, and the game will continue while he does. You can see him in the background there of your shot, just walking past the Fortitudo bench. Larson now inside, tries to find Sangfelder. Can't find him with the pass. It's off the foot. 7 seconds left on the game clock now. Let's have a look at the pass. Tries to feed it through. Can't quite find a way through with the pass. Larson. Again, trying to find Sangfelder. This time he's fouled by Sabatini. Let's have a look. Yeah, Sabatini just a little bit late to the party on that defensive play. As Sabatini heads to the bench as well. First is good from Larson from the line. And the second, he's up to 24 points. Bamberg hit the century as well. Shot goes up. It's no good, but that will be the end of the action here in Bologna. Game day 2 of the Basketball Champions League, but the opening game for these two teams. My goodness me, Bamberg have put on an absolute lesson in European basketball, winning this one by an impressive 37-point win on the road. Fortitudo Bologna 63, Brose Bamberg 100, as the players high five and tap hands on the halfway line. What a game we have had here in Bologna. Fortitudo Bologna 63, Brose Bamberg 100, and the Basketball Champions League Roadshow is underway. As we see the Fortitudo players head back to the locker room, Bamberg players still on the court, and you can't blame them. There are your shooting statistics. Bamberg, a pleasure to watch. Let's ignore the free throw numbers from Bamberg, though, missing 10 free throws this evening, just shooting 47%. Fortitudo, well, they won't want to look any of the statistics, really. The other one for Bamberg that they'll be very, very happy about is 29 assists as a team. Absolutely wonderful performance, beautiful team offense. All their scoring led by a game high 23 points from Larson, 19 from Lockhart, 17 from Vitali. For Fortitudo, the 37-year-old Mancinelli with 17 points to lead things. Banks with 14 and Palumbo with 10. Back to the drawing board for Fortitudo, and just wonderful, wonderful performance from Bamberg. Expect big things from them this season if they can continue to play as well as they did today and as much as a team as they did today. Big, big nights ahead for Bamberg in the Basketball Champions League as well as their domestic season. So as things get wrapped up here, we'll watch some of the second half's best plays to finish proceedings off here for us. But what a game we have had here in Bologna. A close first quarter, but then Bamberg started to really find their stride. And from the second quarter onwards, it was really one-way traffic. And the game was sealed pretty much in that third quarter. They had a 20-point lead at half-time. They extended that by another 10 points in the third quarter and extended it by another 7 in that final quarter. Bamberg absolutely flying throughout the game here today. And it's tough, really, when you look at that Bamberg roster to pick out a superstar. 4 players in double digits. Tyler Larson is obviously going to grab a lot of the headlines and a lot of the highlight reels. 23 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists for Tyler Larson. But you mustn't forget the likes of Dominic Lockhart, 19 points, 5 assists. Also have to look at Vitali, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists and 3 steals. And Chase Fieler, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. Just a wonderful team performance across the board for Bamberg. The home team, Fortitudo, not a huge amount to write home about. Mancinelli, a standout performance with 17 points and 4 rebounds. Alongside him in double digits was Adrian Banks. He had 14 points. And Palumbo with 10 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists. Back to the drawing board, really, for Coach Sacchetti. And for the home team, Bologna, their next game is Tuesday the 10th of November. They'll hit the road to take on Casillas in the second game here in Group F for them. As for Bamberg, they'll be on the road once again. This time, they'll be making their way to Spain as they take on Bilbao on Tuesday the 10th of November. Poles apart here this evening, these two teams. Expectations prior to the game was that this was going to be a close affair. I don't think anyone would have called the domination that we saw this evening from Bamberg prior to tip-off. But it really was a one-sided affair here in Bologna. Bamberg will be very, very happy with their performance. It's been a great, great performance from them. For Fortitudo, there is a huge amount of work to do. They certainly have the talent in their roster to make it to the latter stages of the Basketball Champions League.